Regret. That one decision that haunts you because you can't go back. One day you'll wake up and be 80, looking back in your life. That possibly one stupid decision or missed opportunity will be looking at you on your deathbed. This is my greatest fear. The fear that I'm gonna die with a bunch of regret. So I decided to spend one summer trying to live fully without it. Making sure I capture every moment and enjoy it to the fullest. While I also learn about other people's regrets. Interview different types of people. Learn about their lives. By the end of the summer, I wanted to have a summer without regret. But at the end, after capturing all these moments, learning about these people's lives, I feel like I learned something else. Something greater than that. But to fully understand that, you have to go back to the beginning. With this first picture, the first memory I captured. I feel like summer's always split up into 3 parts, with the first always being about you and your friends. So this summer, I took a trip with my friends. The first being to Starved Rock, the most famous park in Illinois, where I captured my first memory. I had campfires with friends. I visited fairs. And just had fun with my friends as much as I could to make sure I fully enjoyed every moment this summer. But summer wasn't the only thing that was split up into 3 parts. Throughout this summer, I was interviewing people about regret to try to understand how to avoid it. One of the number one topics that was brought up a lot was their regrets with their friends. And some of the answers made me even more scared about regret. What's your name?
My name is Joe Rosen.
What is your biggest regret?
Probably my biggest regret is I wasn't a better friend to my best friend Mary, I would say. Probably be the one person who really actually treated me like a person first time ever in my whole life. I mean, I wasn't a horrible person, but I just wish I could have been much better. And I owe everything I have to my career that I'm going on right now in the entertainment business, all because of Mary.
How do you think Mary has shaped you as a person?
More confidence, and plus I hadn't had any friends for a long, long time, and Mary was the very first person that ever really truly believed in me.
My biggest regret's gotta be not answering a phone call. One of my friends a few years back ended up killing herself, so then I was one of the last people who she called, but I never picked up. I saw it ring, but for some reason I just never picked up, and I really wish I did.
Okay. How has that shaped you as a person?
It makes me a quick responder, makes me be more attentive and observational towards my friends, and makes me want to be there for them more.
If you could tell her anything or ask her anything, what would you ask her?
I miss you a lot, and I love you dearly, and I'm doing a lot of things for you now, so love you. A lot of these kids I know now, I most likely won't even know after high school. These people will just become memories, and I might regret if I stop talking to them or if something happens to them. As these interviews didn't help me understand regret, just made me more scared of everything. Made me afraid
of losing my friends. This summer, I went to visit my cousins in Florida, who I haven't seen in years, which led me to my next part that represents summer and regret, which is family. I feel like in the summer, a lot of people are going on family vacations, so I decided to bring my camera and document it. So we explored Florida to capture this memory.
Fumbling by Rogue River, feel my feet above the ground. Hand of God, deliver me. Oh, woe is me.
But as the trip was coming to an end, it made me think back to the interviews and what they said about their families. What is your biggest regret in life? If you have any?
My biggest regret in life is not spending time with my mom before she passed away. So I wish I could, but she passed away, and when my parents were divorced, I was living with my dad, and she didn't see me very often, and then she passed away when she was 39. It was my last year of high school, and it has been like 8 years I didn't see her, and I was planning when I graduate I will go and talk to her woman to woman. So
How do you think that shaped you?
have a long, I think, parents are the most precious things we have, and no matter what, I have one son, he's 20, and I'm very happy because he tells me, Mom, you are my best friend. So parents, please spend time with them as long as they are alive, because nobody will love you like your parents. Nobody, even not your wife, not your kids. They are precious, so go spend time with them, call them, love them, hug them, because when they go, and you really be alone in this world without them.
Loss happens to everyone in life at one time, and it's the scariest thing in the world for me. It kills me that someday the people I love the most will be gone. And even after Florida, after the family vacation, I still thought about that. This word, regret, feels like there's no sense of happiness that comes from it. There's just nothing. At this point, I was just thinking about scrapping this whole film, this whole document, giving up on it, as it felt like regret just broke people down. But as the last 2 weeks of summer were coming up, it gave me a chance to think by myself, which led me to my final chapter. School had started up again, meaning there was only 2 weeks of summer left. So I spent the last 2 weeks of summer reflecting on summer break and going to places that gave me time to think about everything.
I'm trying to be cool about it, feeling like an absolute fool about it, wishing you were kind enough to be cruel.
When looking at these pieces of art, at first glance you only see the big picture. The more you look at the art, the more you can see the smaller details. It's like reflecting on memories. The more I think about summer break, the more I remember the smaller moments that I forgot about, like my birthday. the zoo, the many trips to downtown Naperville, and the times where I was just by myself. Reflecting on these moments has helped me answer the question I've been searching for. Did I live a summer without regret?
I remember it's impossible to pass your test, but I'm trying to forget about it. Feeling like I'm breaking a sweat about it. Wishing you would kindly get out of my head about it. Telling myself one day I'll forget about it, knowing that it probably isn't true.
I couldn't escape regret this summer. There were just things that didn't work out. I mean, after hearing about these people's lives, I think regret is just inevitable. The longer I thought about this summer and these last 2 weeks, the more I believe that these interviews didn't just show the fear of regret. It showed the power of being able to move forward. When I first heard these interviews a month ago, all I could think about was how truly tragic these regrets were. But after getting time to reflect on everything, I changed my perspective. I didn't just see the tragedy. I saw the strength of people. Everyone watching this will deal with regret. You will deal with loss. You will get your heart broken and have days when you're depressed, where you feel alone. But if these interviews showed me anything, it's that no matter how bad it gets, you can always get up. You can always keep going. Everyone nowadays seems like they're consumed by anger, hate, and sadness, arguing about how bad this world is. But after hearing about how these people face tragedies and seeing how they were able to keep going, showed me that no matter how tough it gets, you can always get up. There's so much hate in this world. Maybe for once, you and I could just focus on the positives. Focus on the moments that make us happy, even if life is beating us down. My favorite moments of this summer wasn't even anything I filmed. It was the smaller moments that only me and my friends got to experience, that no one else got to see. If documenting this summer showed me anything, it's that regret will always exist. But maybe even in the darkest of times, we can learn how to grow from it and look for hope.
Are we gonna make it? Is this gonna hurt? Oh, we can try to sedate it, but that never works. Yeah, I start to imagine a world where we don't collide. It's making me sick, but we'll heal and the sun will rise. If you tell me you're leaving, I'll make it easy. It'll be okay. If
you